your host, Jazzy929, and I want to ask y'all to all like, share, and follow my page. Also, please feel free to join in to the conversation by calling the lines. You can call 712-775-7270, and the access code you will need is 989109. Make sure that you call the lines. I would love to have you join in with us. And again, thank you for your support.
Talking out loud with Jazzy 929.
Hello, everyone. This is the original show, and I'm your host, Jazzy929. I want to thank you all for joining me today. What did everyone out there think about this episode this week? I thought it was very exciting. You know what I'm saying? We seen a lot of things. You know, a lot of answers was. I mean, a lot of questions was answered. A lot of things was revealed. Most definitely call in and let me know what y'all thought about the show this weekend or this week. I'm sorry, it is the weekend now. But earlier this week, what did you think about the show that was on? Like I said, I thought it was very exciting. You know what I'm saying? I want to jump into what I'm saying, the reviews. So, what did y'all think about? Last week I spoke on the woman, so the vampire lady that was actually being rebellious towards Klaus and Marcel. And in this episode, we actually see that, why she was, I thought she was a very curious character, and something told me that later on in the season, she wouldn't, be one of the villains. I always thought that. I didn't know it was going to be this extreme, but I did know that, she would be a shady character later on in this season, We also seen that, this rebellious vampire, she is one that helped, kidnap Haley, and, she explains to Klaus, that it was one of his enemies from back in the day, that was behind this whole situation as far as Haley being kidnapped. We find out that a friend, that Marcel actually had in 1933 was behind the master plan of actually taking Haley. He was, I can't remember exactly what his name was, but it was an old friend of his, which was an artist that we seen in, this episode. And back in 1933, it looked like to me that Klaus and Elijah had just met back up, and the brothers hadn't seen each other in 13 years. Elijah and Klaus hadn't seen each other in 13 years in this scene that we had seen, and they met back up like they usually do, and they were steady talking about, everything that was going on. There was a guy that was out there, or the vampires, not the vampires, but the werewolves at the time was being killed, and they were sitting there talking about, how the werewolves was being killed, and it was like, to me, this group, that was killing the vampires. I'm not the vampires, I'm sorry, but the werewolves. And the guy that was the painter was involved with this group, so apparently they was actually against the vampires and they was killing the vampires off. And that, is what we actually got out of that scene. We had seen also that and Antoinette and Elijah are still together. You know what I'm saying? Antoinette, if I'm saying her name right, I'm not sure. I think it's Antoinette, I don't know, but everybody gets the drift. um, we saw her in the alley with Elijah, and they had noticed. Actually, she did actually notice that someone was actually watching them. She let Elijah letting him know, what I'm saying, that this was actually going on. And they went ahead and attacked this guy and asked him where he was from or whatnot. Or actually, they didn't ask him where he was from. But Antoinette actually knew, where he was from. And simply told Elijah, because Elijah wanted to know, what's this about? What's your background? What's going on here? And she said that people were going to always come for her, And she went on about telling Elijah about who her father was, and that why her father was after her or whatnot, and her dad had actually sent these people her way. We had actually seen, in this episode that it broke down who she actually is, who her father is. Kind of find out Antoinette's father is the painter that was affiliated with Klaus in 1933, and her father is sending people her way, and that's what we got out of that conversation with Elijah and Antoinette at that time. We actually saw Hope, and she is with Fear, and they are working on a spell. That was pretty interesting. That scene right there, I really did enjoy that. Hope, keeps on explaining to Fear why. No, Fear keeps on explaining to Hope, why people actually fear her. I don't think that Hope actually knows how powerful she is. Like I said in the earlier episodes, that I did reviews, that I don't think anybody actually knows how powerful Hope actually is. I think we're going to see something later on in this season come from Hope. I think she's probably maybe the most powerful character on the show right now. But we'll see later on. Later on in the season, Hope shows Fear different tricks she can actually do. We've seen, and she was jumping around, and from high places and landing on her feet like she's little vampire moves. That's what I call little vampire moves. So she showed her aunt what she could actually do, and after that scene, we actually have seen it. Her and Roman had got together, and Roman was snooping through her room, and actually he broke in her room, and I'm pretty sure this is what I got out of it. When I first seen Roman in her room, I'm like, yeah, Roman's been up to something. He wasn't just sitting in her room for nothing. Before she got there, I'm pretty sure Roman was snooping around in her room. I've always, got when I looked at the show and seeing Roman, I knew he was a shady character. And in this episode, we actually see why he's a shady character. I don't see why it's so far when you see it, you think that, Hope doesn't actually know that Roman is a shady character. But I think she actually does know. I think that Hope is way smarter than what she appears to be. And not just that, she was asking Roman in a room, like, why are you asking me all these questions about me? Why do you want to know so much about me? And I think that was her way of, letting it be known, like, I know what you're doing. I know that you're up to something. I want to know what y'all actually thought about that. Did y'all think that maybe she knew that Roman was actually up to something? We see in this episode that Hope is asked to do a binding spell. They want to actually do a binding spell on Hope you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and find her werewolf ways, you know what I'm saying, so it won't come out. Something Klaus's mother did a long time ago to him, you know, and this actually was a horrible thing for Klaus. It turned out to be, you know what I'm saying, a horrible thing, you know. I think that could be a part of why Klaus is actually such a villain, you know, because a part of him was bound and binded, and his mother had actually did this, you know, so it affected him in a negative way, and I'm thinking it might just do that to Hope. And you know, they explain, or Fear tries to explain to Hope, like, I don't think this is what your mom actually would have wanted. And Hope is basically saying, like, look, if this is the only way I could get my mom, this is what I gotta do. They actually tried it, you know what I'm saying. Klaus actually appeared and took, you know what I'm saying, Hope's blood away so they could complete the whole ritual. What did y'all think of uh, Josh? You know what I'm saying? Uh, I think, you know what I'm saying, Josh. I think Josh is most definitely going to be loyal. You know, so I don't know what the deal is about Josh and these people. Apparently, Josh know these people that have taken Haley, but I want to know what y'all think as far as, you know what I'm saying, that whole situation. As far as, do you really think that, you know, Josh is, what side do you actually think Josh is on? You know what I'm saying, to all my callers, I mean, not callers, but listeners out there. Let me know what y'all think, you know what I'm saying, whose side y'all think that Josh is on. I want to know what y'all also think about Raymond. Raymond said he was put in a cave, you know, and I want to know, when he was talking to Haley, you know what I'm saying, he revealed a lot about himself, and he said he was put in a cave. I want to know who put Roma in a cave. Who y'all think put Roma actually, you know what I'm saying, in this cave that he said he was in?